What's up, everybody? It is Slaw Buddies, and we're here today with our very first episode of Slaw Sells It. Thank you for being here today. Yeah! And today we're going to actually dive right into a storage unit find. In particular, this is probably one of our creepiest, definitely controversial finds. And that's saying a lot, because in these storage units that we go to, non-stop narcotics, borderline illegal porn, I mean all kinds of crazy stuff. So stick around to find out what this is. You won't be disappointed. It's very interesting. Thanks for being here today with us.
Slaw bunnies. Slaw bunnies. What the heck are slaw bunnies?
Okay, so storage units is one of the main things we do now. This is Slaw and myself. I usually like to go out and bid on storage units. But a quick rundown of how these units work. They are month-to-month, short-term rentals. So when people or businesses fail to pay on the money that they owe the storage unit facility, then there's state laws that kick in that allow the storage unit facility to auction the contents of the unit. And the person who bids the most money gets to come claim and keep whatever is in the unit. They can be very profitable and they can be very lousy. When you start purchasing storage units, you kind of get a snapshot or a timeline of somebody's life. You know, usually through photos, college degrees, transcripts, personal information, things like that you come across. And believe it or not, you kind of start to feel that you kind of know these people. So, and then you realize that the reason you're there is usually due to a financial hardship, incarceration of the individual, or many times death or suicide. It can get, because of that, depressive for a lot of people. Okay, quick background on this particular unit where we found our crazy relics. This particular unit was actually located in Auburndale, Florida. It's a kind of a rural community in Central Florida. If you've heard of Legoland, it's near Legoland Resort. We actually paid $900 for this unit, which is a lot more than we usually pay. Some of our justifications for purchasing this particular unit was the fact that it was in an air-conditioned facility. A lot of times, if it's air-conditioned, it means that they, the people that put it there were at least taking good care of it, or they had valuable enough stuff to merit a temperature control facility. So this particular unit, as you can tell through the photo, a lot of organization. We knew that going in, but there was a ton of boxes. If you can see the back corner of this, there was like 105 bankers boxes. If you can see in the photo, there's tons of banker boxes. Are usually hit or miss, but most of the time include files, so we were kind of worried about that. But what the heck, we gave it a go. We won the auction. It was a 10 by 15 unit, which is fairly large, and you can see there's a substantial number of boxes in there. So when we got to the facility, it was a little weird. The lady, she started off by first off telling me that the gentleman the unit belonged to, he had passed away. So I was already like bummed out. I'm like, man, that's something I usually try to avoid. So we started off with that. Then she said she was the one that took pictures of the unit to post online, and she wanted me to know that there was a lot of papers and personal items in there, which again, I kind of figured, but it's kind of a bummer because that's the last thing you want to hear. Generally, you get people's taxes and, records and stuff like that. We try not to go through much while we were there. But the boxes we did go through, it looked pretty decent, but there was a ton of books, a ton of documents, and a ton of Disney stuff we saw, which that's not bad, but if you've ever bought a unit in Central Florida, man, like every other unit is like Disney stuff. So, but it's cool. It's usually collectible and highly sought after. So it looked okay. We always do this thing with Mrs. Slaw after we load it. I'm like, okay, so would you still pay $900 for this if we could, after seeing it? And we were both like, yeah, I'd probably still pay $900. Next day, we're going through the unit. We're probably about like 75% of the way through the unit, and we're pulling some pretty good stuff out. So I get to this box. Like unread, most of this stuff, just for collector purpose, that's got a rip. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Look at this big old chonker. That's a big old thick boy. That looks older. This book looks older. Pretty cool. Move on. Wow, this was a thick boy. Look at that thing, man. Jeez. Oh, another autograph. That's cool. Oh, maybe 2 autographs? Nope, just 1 autograph. So cool. I love this stuff. We got a box. I'm gonna say Disney pins.
Bruh.
What? DF.
Oh my God!
Was not expecting this. Those are army pins. An old camera. Holy God! I wonder if this is real stuff, man. Holy crap! I'm like shaking. Holy crap, bro. Oh my God. Is this what I think it is? Oh, holy.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's definitely what I think it is. Whew. This is crazy. Bro, how we go from Hakuna Matata to the Third Reich, man? That's crazy. Who put this? Who boxed this stuff together? Jeez almighty. Oh, these are like war medals. That's a 100 Infantry Division, I believe. A little pocketbook, World War II stuff. What's this? This looks Irish. This thing looks like it's Irish.
Bruh.
Oh, that's not Irish. Holy crap. Yo. Oh my God. Oh, 1933? This was hung at, I think, their political events and like sporting events and stuff, I think. Oh my God, he must have gotten this from being in the war, I'm guessing. We all know what that is. That's like an armband, I believe. All right, I wanted to lay out some of this stuff we found here so you get a better view of it. These look like maps from their specific infantry, I believe the 100th Infantry Division, and these had a date on them of 1945. These look like kind of like yearbooks for their infantry divisions. This one looks like actually like a gas station map. Has like a shell. Some army literature in here. These are pretty cool. And then here's all the other stuff that you saw in the previous clip. That's a telegram. I guess he wrote to his mom. Dear Mom, here I am in Italy. I didn't think I was going to come home, but I did. I can't understand what people are saying, but another fellow here does. I had a good ride and hoping you are doing well. That's dated July 16th of 1944. Very cool. This, I guess, is just like a pocket dictionary they gave the soldiers. I think this is like, yeah, English to French. I don't know what this is. This is some German. It's in German, so it's old. It dates back to like the 1930s. Medals. I'm not a medal guy. I know what some of this stuff is. I think he was a rifleman, I'm guessing, or a marksman or something. I think those are marksmen. This is cool. This is an actual dog tag. I don't want to flip it around to show his name, but it's that's really cool. That was his actual dog tag from World War II. And here are the other things. This thing is kind of creepy. I'm gonna zoom in so you can actually see the stuff that's embedded on this. Kind of crazy. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. It's got some saying here. I didn't look it up. I have no idea what that means. And then it's got the marker tag on the back of the company that produced it. Crazy. Okay, so as you can see, we were, I was a little shocked seeing that. It became quite apparent as we dug through that stuff that it was the individual's father who was a World War II veteran, and that was his personal effects in there. I love history, so there's this level of excitement followed by this level of ick and realization that, like, dude, do I have blood on my hand? Like, was that used for something bad? It was weird. So I remember one of the first thoughts that went through my mind was kind of this weird feeling of, I need to hide this stuff, because if my neighbor, we have a new neighbor, if the neighbor comes over, what's he going to think when he sees all this stuff? I immediately started thinking of, that scene from Step Brothers.
Welcome to the neighborhood. My name is Craig.
The neighbor is a Nazi?
So although we've never found Nazi stuff before, we have found World War II stuff, but we are aware of the controversy that goes into Nazi memorabilia. There are countries that it's illegal to display any of this stuff, and they really look down on people for even owning it. So Germany, I think Australia recently passed laws. I mean, you can go to jail for actually owning and displaying this stuff. In the United States, it is legal, and this is kind of where the controversy comes in a little bit. So it is legal to own and sell Nazi memorabilia. It's highly frowned upon. The e-commerce marketplaces like eBay, Etsy, Amazon can't do it there. So you kind of have to go to underground or private or whatever to try to sell this stuff. There's sort of like this moral conundrum around this stuff, and I absolutely get it. On one hand, it's valuable. And historical in nature, and on the other hand, is it okay to profit off one of the biggest genocides in human history, especially one as recent as World War II? This is as sincere as I can get. I know every decision that every human being makes is usually related to their specific circumstance in life. Could be their financial situation, their upbringing, and their belief system. Now, I don't have any will or opinion of people that decide either way. I get both sides of kind of the controversy surrounding this. For me, on one hand, the stuff's valuable. Business side of me is going, hey, we could sell this stuff and it would pay for the whole unit, and done deal, and we're good to go. But there are some serious moral questions that come into play when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. But profiting off this stuff may be a bad person. That's a moral dilemma that I was legitimately pondering. But I keep some of this stuff. I know I didn't want the dagger, but these are all thoughts that were going through my head, and I wanted to take a night to kind of think it over. For me, the final decision, was my conscience and good faith wouldn't let me sell the Nazi stuff, especially the dagger. A lot of the stuff in there is World War II stuff, like the maps and the military badges and stuff like that. That stuff's fine to sell on eBay. I don't think there's much controversy around that. There's a lot of collectors of that stuff. But the actual Nazi stuff itself, I just, in good conscience, man, it's just for me and the situation I'm in, it just wasn't worth it. I know half of you are going to be calling me a cuck and a beta. There's the cuck chair right there. So, I get it, man. Like I said, I different circumstances for different people, but for me, it's just a weird feeling, man. It's hard to explain unless you've dealt with this stuff. So I'd love to hear what you guys feel about this, or if any of you have been in this situation. Hope you enjoyed this debut video. If you please do us a favor and like and subscribe to our stuff. We'll be doing more storage videos. We deal with Amazon, eBay, couponing, garage sales, estate sales. We're going to have all kinds of adventures, really cool stories. We've been doing this since 2014, so I think you guys will like some of the stuff we come across. And but yeah, if you could please follow us, follow our other socials, and like and subscribe. It really mean a lot to us. Hit me up in the comments with what you think, because I really would like to hear some other perspectives on this. And also stay tuned, because the next video we're going to drop, actually it's going to be from the same storage unit, and it's going to deal with some of the cool stuff that we found. And I'll give you a little bit of teaser. That is a vintage 1982 Apple computer. He had really cool stuff like this in there, so we'll get into that. We'll open it up, give it a test run, see if it still works. And yeah, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Snow bunnies or Slaw bunnies?
I'm gonna tell her she hasn't watched Slaw Bunnies either, dude.
Slaw bunnies?
You've never watched Slaw Bunnies?
What is that?